Okay, so off camera, I added the ADHARS. Is that what it's called? The ADHARS ADHARS, which is your positioning thing, right, up and down, sideways, all that stuff. The mount, which I'm assuming what happens, it's pretty interesting, pretty cool little design, I guess. This pushes down, so I'm guessing there is a plate that you mount your ADHARS thing to, which you slide into this position, and then this locks it in there. So pretty cool. But it attaches to the J channel for the left wing here. So it goes right there, which is pretty interesting. So that's where we're at. Working on getting bottom skins hung, not necessarily attached, because I'm not going to attach them until I have all the wiring the way I want it, and pitot tube and all that other stuff, which I haven't bought yet. So I hopefully will have that next month. So that'll work. So that's where we're at. Howdy everybody. I know this is the first Aileron video and you're like, what in the world, you're working on the wings still? Yes, to do the ailerons you have to kind of have the wings somewhat put together. At some point you're going to have the flaps attached to the wings, because that's how you kind of line up the aileron. So this is pre-aileron, just maintenance kind of stuff, just getting stuff put away so I have space to do the ailerons, and it's kind of ready for when we need to go attach stuff to the wing, the ailerons to the wings. So just FYI, it's not that you're missing out on aileron stuff, it's just the stuff you kind of have to do before. You have to kind of be ready for the ailerons. So Brad's over helping me, and it is a great help to have him or my dad kind of come and help hold things, and be the person on the back side of the bucking bar and all that good stuff. But we are working on the ailerons, and they do have a gigantic kind of metal pipe that fits in the front of them, and it's big and heavy and hard to drill through. So just be aware you're going to go through a couple of drilling holes into that thing. I know I watched a video, I forget if it was who it was. I don't know if it was Austin Mankey or Plain Lady. It was an RV-10 builder. But they had talked about how the drill kind of moved on them as they were trying to drill into that pipe. And yes, if you are not careful, that will absolutely happen. So just be aware of that. So we start off just like every other piece of the plane. We kind of get all of the parts out. We debur them. We get them organized so we know what side of things they're on. We take the blue stuff off, and that's a nightmare. And you just watched the video and saw the bluing. So Vans actually puts the bluing on there so it doesn't mar up the aluminum coating that's on those. I think, now this is just my own personal opinion, you guys tell me if you think I'm crazy or not. I think when you order your kit, you should be able to say, hey, I'm going to be priming all of my parts, and so they're going to get scuffed anyway, so just don't put the blue stuff on them. And then it'll save you a ton of time in pulling the blue stuff off. And it would be even better if they didn't put the stickers with the numbers on the parts, but if they had like a stamp with like a marker, like they could stamp the part number on it, that would be fantastic. I know that's just me wishing to do less work. I get it. I'm lazy. It's okay. But yeah, pulling that blue stuff off is kind of a nightmare. I did have a joke, though, that I wanted to share. My wife got me the 100 funniest aviation jokes and puns for my birthday. My birthday was a few days ago. So here's my joke. What do doctors and pilots have in common? They both wanted to be pilots when they were growing up. I think that is a true statement. That's not a joke. That is absolutely true. You could say that. What do lawyers and pilots have in common? Well, they both wanted to be pilots when they were growing up. You know, you could do that for any career field because all of them wanted to be pilots, especially if they grew up with Top Gun. Um, so I thought that was pretty good. And here we go. This is kind of the end of this video. There's a little bit more where I talk, but that's about it.
Okay, so I've been working on the ailerons, and right wing, left wing, so left wing's over there, right wing's right here. Make sure you keep track of what is on which side of the thing, because they only, in the diagrams, they only show you the left wing, and they say the right wing is the mirror image, so everything is reversed. So just know that it's reversed, so you should be good to go. But some keys to key off of. The outboard edge has the steel tube. I don't know if you guys can see that. The steel tube that's in there for counterweight. Outboard edge also has 2 holes in the skin, so whereas the inboard edge has 3 holes lined up. This one will get flipped over, so you'll notice it's 2 holes on this side and 3 holes over here. And so it will actually get flipped over, and the inboard will actually come over to this side. So just so you know, I mark everything. So inboard has 3 holes, 1, 2, 3. Outboard has the 2 holes. That's just kind of how you do it. And then on this one, outboard side has the metal tube. The 2 holes are outboard, 3 holes are inboard, 3 holes are inboard. 2 holes here are outboard because this guy's going to get flipped over. And then this will have the 3 holes, which will be the inboard side when you flip it over. So you have to kind of pay attention to what's where. And I got sick of doing the little stiffeners for the ailerons, because you have to cut them apart. They come in sets of 4, and you got to cut them apart and cut them down, and then, you know, buff them all out. And it takes forever, and I got sick of that, so I have started on the access panels for wing skins.
And obviously this is an aileron video, so I'm not going to show you the access panels, but those will be in a different video. See ya.